All right, let's just keep this thing going, right? Let's keep it going, San Clemente, for a very funny lady, Miss Laura Schuberg. All right, you guys. So, my name's Laura Schuberg. I've lived here in South Orange County now for about 5 years. And I'm pretty sure I speak for a lot of us here when I say the pressure to live like the Instagram healthy lifestyle down here is oppressive. I think I get more dirty looks for drinking a can of Coke than I would be for snorting Coke off the hood of my car, okay? Seriously. And, I love the looks waitresses give you. Sorry, waitresses, I love you. But, when they give you that look of like, oh, you're gonna get fries with that? Well, I guess that's one way to live your life, okay? Carbs, it's a free country, I guess. So, I made a decision then. I was gonna get healthy, right? Gonna get healthy, so I decided I'm gonna take up running. Yeah. About a year after I made this decision, I take my running shoes out of the closet. I did it eventually, right? That's what matters, maybe? I don't know. But when I took the shoes out of the closet, I realized there's a little problem. There's a giant barbecue sauce stain on my running shoes. How that even happened, I have no idea. Literally no idea until, sir, that night. I'm running, I'm finishing up my run, I'm feeling good. On the cool down, pull out my phone and I think, you wanna know what? It's time to order some barbecue sauce pizza, man. This is it. This is it. Things were demystified, but nothing says I'm conflicted like picking up pizza in workout gear, okay? But I live here in San Clemente and I love to run on the beach trail, right? Anyone else like big runners on the beach trail? Yeah, it's so pretty, everyone's so gorgeous. I don't even sweat when I run. That's how amazing I am. I look fabulous at all times. But here's the thing, is like I like running, but in order for me to really be good at my run, I need to distract myself because I know how I actually sound when I'm running and breathing. I must sound like a grandma with emphysema who's been running from the cots for several hours because the looks that I get from like other people, I can just see it, right? Because like I'm running on the beach trail and I'm going to overtake them, right? But I love to watch the reactions because it's the same every time, right? I'm coming up behind somebody and this is the look that they always give me. First, when I'm a further distance away, I start to get that quick over the shoulder, like, what's that noise? What's coming up behind me? Is there a St. Bernard dog that has like a cold or something? What is that wheezing? Right? And eventually, as I get a little bit closer, eventually the quick over-the-shoulder glance becomes the full 90-degree head turn of, is a woman in labor running behind me? What is going on? And eventually the full 90-degree head turn becomes the, oh, that's what's running by me. Oh, okay. Maybe somebody should tell her that if you have bronchitis and you've been smoking 2 packs a day, you probably shouldn't be running out there because you're sounding like a wheezing idiot right now, And that's me running on the beach trail. But I decided I was going to get motivated with my running, so I decided to do a half marathon for charity, right? Guilt tripped me into, getting my fat ass moving. So I decided to even run it for my favorite charity. It's called Mary's Meals, and I even wore the t-shirt and everything. What I didn't anticipate was how much I was going to sweat while I was running. Because I sweat so much that the word Mary was completely blocked out by my sweat, meaning I ran 13 miles with the word meals across my stomach. Everyone knew what I was there for. Those pancakes at the end of the race were amazing, I even recently had a awesome, coworker come up to me like, Laura, I've lost 10 pounds. And my immediate reaction was like, sweet, let's celebrate with cheesecake. She logically declined and I was like, all right, awesome, more for me. Good times. But living here in Southern California, I love it, but it's kind of a freaking weird place, you guys. Like, we live in a very weird place. Let's think about it. We are more scared than 5.2 inches of rain from the sky than we are 5.2 earthquake, okay? Let's think about our priorities here. What is considered more of a natural disaster here? actually rain coming from the sky and weather below 60 degrees is considered more of a natural disaster than the ground violently shaking underneath our feet, right? And you can see it on the news. Coming up tonight, we tell you how to be prepared for this weekend's wet weather. It is possibly 25% chance of rain. We could expect up to 1.25 inches of rain. Then later, after the 6 o'clock news, we talked to some first graders about their favorite activities during aftershocks. Yeah, I really like to play hopscotch when there's an earthquake, so that way it gets more difficult to land inside the squares while the ground is moving. Southern California, we are weird as hell, okay? And really, when we think about it, you guys, the biggest issue that I have with Southern California is trying to find, like, a normal guy to date here in Southern California in your 30s. It feels like I'm trying to hunt for some rare exotic animal that just doesn't exist, right? I feel like Steve Irwin out in the wild, right? Like, Crocky, look at that one over there. He's a beauty, super rare, super elusive. He's normal. It's unbelievable. I've only seen 3 other of these in the wild before. Take a look at that one over there. He's a gorgeous. Look it. He's funny. He's entertaining. What's he do? He's trying to mate with another male. That's not gonna work. Okay, backing away now. You know, it's not gonna happen. But yeah. So I turned 30, still wasn't married, and so people started giving me some great unsolicited advice, by the way. Super appreciated. Great for the old self-esteem. Most of the advice was, you know, you just gotta open up your mind. You've really got to, like, put yourself out there and be willing to just, like, you know, do something you wouldn't do before. Which is kind of a nice way for people to say, hey, lower your expectations. Get desperate. Your eggs are dying. Move, hurry, hurry, your fertility, the clock is ticking. Let's go, man, let's go. So, and actually, true story, the last show I did, Riley was super awesome and she was actually giving me some love life advice. So love life advice from a 9-year-old. I'm gonna remember that, girl. You my girl. You my girl. I seriously love it. So really when I think about it though, you guys, many people, when they say like, lower your expectations, I'm kind of insulted by that, really. Because there's a lot of girls out there that are like, I know exactly what I want. He's gotta have a house and a job and a car. He has to have a passion. And I'm just like, dude, as long as he has a pulse and doesn't have a wedding ring, booyah, he is all for me. If you are breathing, you are mine, okay? Seriously. But I did decide to put myself out there, and I decided to be set up on blind dates, right? That's the great start to every story, right? Every love story starts off with great blind dates. So the first person that said they were gonna set me up with a blind date, it was a friend of a friend, and I was looking forward to it, and they're like, okay, well, you know, let me tell you something about the guy. How do you feel about nerdy guys who really enjoy Dungeons and Dragons? I mean, at least he'll know how to strategize. I don't know, that'll be good, I'll roll with it. The second person who decided to set me up, right, was, he actually really wanted to set me up with his really good looking cousin. Like, I'm serious, he was freaking hot, okay? When I saw a picture of him, I could feel my neglected ovaries quiver with excitement at this prospect, okay? I was into it, okay? Here's the problem. The person who wanted to set me up, he's actually a Catholic priest who hadn't dated himself in 20 years. So entrusting my dating life to somebody who hadn't dated themselves in 20 years, that's like listening to Khloe Kardashian on how to fly under the radar in life, you know, not the person you really want to be taking love life advice from. And many people will lovingly tell me, you know, Laura, you just need to have like more self-confidence, which is probably true in a lot of ways, but the last time I had self-confidence, this is what happened. I actually live really, really close to here, and I walked to the beach And I like laid out in the sun and it felt amazing and I was like, oh, this is awesome. But then I fell asleep in the sun, and whenever I wake up from like one of those like midday sun naps, like you wake up feeling like it's apocalypse, like where am I? What's going on? Is Tom Cruise here yet to save the day? What's going on? So to kind of wake myself up, I slammed some water and I had some like a chocolate granola bar and I ate it and I was like, all right, good, feeling good. But I decided then I'm gonna walk home, and it's right there at the Cristianitos Road. If you happen to know that road, that's the road where all the Marines drive to and from, because that's their that's their north exit, right? So as I'm like walking back home from the beach, I'm noticing all of the Marines are like slowing down to look at me, and I'm like, girl, I must be looking so good right now. Like, they're slowing down, they are checking me out, they are clearly looking at me. I get home and I take a look in the mirror. There's chocolate all over my face. That's one way of getting shit-faced. You guys, thank you so much. That's my time. I'm Laura Schuberg.
Laura Schuberg, so funny. And she brought banana bread, guys. She's amazing.